How's it going? Anyone watching this? What the fuck? I got dirt on my face. Anyways, how's it going? I just wanted to make this video to like show what I did to this car. I've had it for about a year now. I've done a lot of stuff to it. It's a 2009 four-door Civic Si. When I bought it, the paint was fading, engine was on its way out, transmission was okay, but it just needed a lot of work overall. But I kind of just wanted to make this video to like see what kind of progress I've made in the past year and kind of just keep track of what I've done to it. But yeah, I'll just get straight into it. So first thing you'll notice is this color here. So when I originally bought it, I planned on repainting it. I had no experience repainting cars or anything. I just wanted to try it, and I didn't want to pay what it costed to have someone else do it when I have all this shop space to like mess around with. So originally I just repainted it with a single stage black. I believe the color is Nighthawk Black Pearl or something, but it's just the OEM Honda color. I threw around the idea of repainting it like a different color, but I kind of just wanted to just restore it. So I just painted it OEM black, and I didn't do enough research. So I bought the single stage, not knowing anything about, car paint, and went through the process of sanding it all, and it really didn't turn out good at all. There was a lot of imperfections, drips. If you look really closely at the wrap that I have over it, you can see like all the imperfections and stuff underneath it, and I just didn't know what I was doing. So since then, I've repainted. I repainted another car for my grandma, and I've done a little bit of like minor paint jobs for like specific parts for some friends and stuff. So I kind of have a better idea now, and I'm planning on repainting it this summer. The color that I'm gonna go with is cool khaki blue. It's a Subaru color. Like the Subaru, what is it, the Outback or something. But I think it'll look really nice. The inspiration behind that is a content creator I used to watch for a while, Josh B. Spoolin. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of him, but yeah, he had a Craftworks FA5 that was cool khaki blue, and that just inspired me to buy this car. Anyways, so the paint job didn't turn out great. I decided to just say screw it, and I vinyl wrapped it. This is a KPMF film, KPMF vinyl. I believe the color is, so the color is Midnight Crimson Bloom. I also didn't have any experience with vinyl wrapping, and as you can see, there's some peeling coming up. I've had this wrap on here for maybe 8 months, and I really had trouble with like the front and rear bumper and all the curves, but after a lot of practice, I'm getting a little better at it. Recently, I just got my windshield replaced, and the vinyl wrap peeled up when the windshield was being removed, and it peeled up a bunch of paint from my rough paint job. And I ended up just peeling the whole roof off. It originally was the same as this, but I just decided to do carbon. Not too bad, but I think I'm just gonna go with the paint match once I end up getting around to that. But yeah, other than that, a couple exterior mods that I have this eBay front lip, eBay side skirt, and eBay rear splitter / lip or whatever, with the third brake light. I'm pretty happy with it, but I don't know. It's not paint matched. I didn't wrap it because I didn't have enough. I didn't end up buying enough wrap to do the whole rest of the car. And then plus, that looks way too difficult. So, I just said screw it and left it unpainted. But that will be fixed shortly. My wheel and tire setup right now, it's not too great. It's just all season tires with some, I don't even remember what these wheels are. I think they're Vors VR something, but they're just rep wheels, nothing special. I'm planning on getting some gloss black TEs at some point. with some Meteor street tires, and maybe I'll just keep these as like a winter tire. But when I bought the car, also I replaced the brake pads, rotors, and calipers. Yeah, those are just Detroit axle off of eBay. Let's see what else. So we have these clear tail lights that I actually bought on eBay as well. Y'all gotta respect the eBay build, but I paid probably $250 for these. The fitment wasn't perfect. I had to do a little bit of trimming on the inside clips here, and 2 of these studs were in the wrong places, so I had to mess with them and just make it work. I also have this. This came with the car. I just decided to leave it on because I like the way it looked. Let's see what else. So more fake carbon. It's kind of a general theme for this car. It's fake carbon. I do want to paint match these side pillars too eventually, but yeah, it's fully covered in fake carbon, which I'd like to fix someday, but you know, stuff's not cheap. I do plan to ditch the door handle covers and the mirror covers because that's just awful. I will just paint match them. Originally, I was gonna wrap them, but I did not have an easy time with the mirrors or the door handles. It's just way too difficult. For the tint, I believe the rear windshield and the rear doors are 5% tint, and then the front is 25, I believe, and the windshield is untinted. So I guess now I'll get into what I've done on the inside of the car, interior mods. Okay, so for the interior mods, first thing here is the carbon fiber steering wheel. I bought this on Amazon for like 350 bucks. I'm pretty satisfied with it. The quality is not as bad as I expected for the price. Usually when you buy a carbon fiber steering wheel, custom made, it's like $500 or $600, but you know me, I'm on a budget, so I had to stick with this. I mean, I saw it, I bought it immediately because you never see anything like this. But only problems I had with it was the install was kind of messed up. I had to trim down the inside of this carbon piece here because the airbag didn't fit, and then I had to pull out the empty pieces here and install the original controls. But other than that, it was pretty simple. Just a little bit of minor modification just to make it fit. So yeah, so carbon steering wheel, pretty solid. Next thing up here is the Acuity 3-way short shifter. This is a pretty recent addition. Super happy with it. It's very comfortable. It's just very direct. Like it feels. I feel more connected to the car. Like that might sound weird, but you know that's just how I feel about it. Fortunately, but yeah. So the Acuity 3-way shifter. The settings that I'm running on it are I have the smallest gate option, smallest throw, and pretty much the tallest shift knob height. So that's just what felt best for me. Yeah, I definitely recommend this. It's better than the hybrid racing. My buddy has a hybrid racing shifter, and in comparison, this one feels a lot better. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Down here we have a fake carbon cover for my e-brake, just because the old one was falling apart when I got it. I wish I could have found real carbon, but unfortunately I couldn't. Yeah, so up here we have this head unit that I bought off of Amazon. It's a wireless CarPlay with the knob. It checked every box for me, and it hasn't given me any issues. I enjoy listening to music, so of course I had to opt for a CarPlay head unit with navigation and everything. Yeah, so this is the head unit, PLZ. I had the people that make it send me a custom file to have the SI logo pop up when I turn the key on. So as you can see here, pretty neat, pretty cool. I have my 2 gauges down here. Don't mind this. I'm waiting on the pod to arrive. I'm planning on installing the pod right up here. We have the boost gauge and oil pressure. Up here, I have a vent-mounted gauge pod with AEM wideband. Yeah, so I mean, not much else to say about that. I have this dash cover that I also bought on eBay. Go figure. Pretty great quality, as you can see. We have you know, just perfection up here, mounted with Velcro. So, you know, gotta make do. But that pretty much wraps up what I've done to the inside of this car. I guess now I'll go into the most important thing, what's under the hood. So coming over here, I decided to remove the cowl cover just to give you guys a better view. You can see it's over there. Like I was saying earlier, when I first bought the car, the engine was not in great shape. And the reason being was the original owner had been running the engine off of regular 82, 83 or whatever, just low octane fuel. And yeah, so that in turn, eventually the compression was pretty terrible, started misfiring, you know, pretty disappointing when you buy a Honda Civic for damn near $8 grand. Yeah, so the route that I opted to go with was swapping in a K24 from Japan. So this is the RBB3 head K24 with true VTEC. It's got the 3 lobe cams on the intake and exhaust side. The swap was actually pretty easy. The only aftermarket thing that I needed, not really aftermarket, it was an OEM part, but this Honda CRV K24 post mount right here. That's just the mount that attaches to the engine mount right here. Yeah, so pretty easy swap, honestly. I got it done in about 4 days just in the shop here. Got the engine hoist over there. Yeah, pretty easy swap so far. I'm pretty happy with the performance of the engine. I was running it NA for maybe 2 months before I boosted it. And yeah, the torque was just 10 times better. The top end was not great. I could have went with the Type S oil pump and the 50-degree VTC cam gear, but I decided to just leave it because, 1, to save money, and 2, I just didn't really feel like doing all that. But yeah, so that's the story behind the engine that's in it right now. I actually just noticed that my fuel pressure gauge just fucking exploded, so that's pretty cool. Left a nice little puddle of fucking gauge fluid for my, yeah, pretty cool. Pretty stoked about that one there. Okay, anyways, back to what I was doing. Yeah, so K24 engine. I have no idea what this came out of. I've heard TSX, Honda Odyssey, CRV, who knows, but something they have in Japan, I suppose. The engine had roughly like 50 to 60,000 miles according to the place I bought it from, which was JDM New York. I had it shipped. Got here in like 15 days, pretty quick. But yeah, the engine runs good, good compression. On the inside, it looked pretty decent, looked like it had been taken care of. So I lucked out with that. Going into the turbo kit. So a lot of the time you'll see the K series with the Sidewinder manifold, which is better. You can push more boost, you can have more power. But in my current situation, how I got this kit was a direct trade with my old K20 engine. So yeah, I pretty much got a free turbo kit if you think about it like that. But yeah, so the kit is a Greddy kit from when this car originally first came out. I think this was like the first kit ever made for it. It's a log style manifold. Back here you can see a log style manifold. It's a internally wastegated turbo. I haven't had any issues with the boost creep or anything like that, so honestly no complaints. It's street tuned, so I really don't know how much power I'm making, but my rough estimate is somewhere around 300, maybe a little less, but you know, it feels pretty good. It's only on like 10 pounds of boost right now, so I'm planning on in the future upping that number, but right now my limiting factor is these 550 D-Works injectors. So yeah, the fuel setup that I have, a returnless K-series fuel rail with 550 injectors and D-Works 265 LPH fuel pump. So yeah, really all I need to make more boost is bigger injectors. Yeah, so that's the story with the fuel setup. Down here I have a Turbo XS RFL blow-off valve. Sounds pretty damn good, to be honest. Came with a turbo kit. Yeah, I really didn't change much about it. My intake setup back here, I just ended up cutting up my old short ram intake. It was a DC Sports short ram, and I just put a cone filter on it just to keep my turbo alive and healthy. Yeah, so right now my engine bay looks pretty awful. It's super dirty, super cluttered, and my battery is held down with zip ties and protected via e-tape. So, you know, there's a lot of work, a lot of room to improve here. I do plan on, you know, cleaning this up and making it look a little nicer, but, you know, I just don't have a lot of time. Over here we have this PQY vacuum block manifold, and I'm just running the vacuum off of the brake booster. So that goes down here, around up here, and it tees in to the brake booster. Yeah, so that's how I run my vacuum. Coolant, I just ended up tapping into the throttle body coolant hoses right up here. So this is the coolant line that runs to the turbo, and then it has the other one that runs right back to the throttle body. Yeah. The mounts that I'm running, they're like a no-name brand. I don't even know what the hardness is, but they've held up. The only problem I had was the lower one with the swap. I had to add some washers just to like give myself a little bit more clearance so that the headers could clear. Yeah, it's super tight back here. This engine bay is a pain in the ass. Right here, you can see that my oil feed line is actually touching these brake lines up here. So I really don't know what I'm gonna do about that. It may pose a problem in the future. I might be driving one day and my brakes stop working and I crash into a tree, but you know, it's all for the love of the game. Another thing I realized is that I never mentioned what kind of coilovers I was running. I'm running the Max Speeding Rods $300 budget build coilovers. They're pretty shitty, pretty awful, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do when you're broke. So I guess coming around here, I never mentioned what my exhaust brand was. I'm running a full 3-inch pseudo catless exhaust. It sounds pretty decent. Only complaint is the drone on the highway is just intolerable. I really don't know what to do about that since I'm catless. I think it's just gonna be like that. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I have done to this car. I mean, it's been a lot of work. There's certainly a lot of room to improve, but you know, progress is slow. I got some pretty cool stuff planned for this, like the paint, and I want to get a different front bumper. There's so much that I want to do, but you know. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that I have the I don't even know the brand, but it's the idle air assist block off, idle air assist delete. It ended up fucking exploding. So for about a week I was driving with an open vacuum leak in the intake manifold. It was smelling like fuel. My gas mileage was like 13 miles to the gallon, and yeah, that was just another lesson that I learned, that that rubber was not meant to hold boost, I suppose. So I ended up just plugging it off with a piece of hose and a bolt, and I called it good. So I'm waiting on another one, but for now that's what I got done. It's working out fine. But yeah, so I had another issue with my coolant when I first swapped the engine for like the first month. it overheated once, and I suspected like a blown head gasket or something because I kept losing coolant, but I couldn't see any leaks. So I assumed I assumed the worst. I ended up testing it, and everything checked out. It didn't have a head gasket leak, so I was really kind of lost and confused. And then one day I was checking my reservoir over here, and I noticed that there was no silicone hose coming from the top valve or top T right here. So what was happening was the coolant would bleed in from the radiator to the overflow, and then when it went in there, it wouldn't come back into the radiator, and it was just all sorts of fucked up. So I figured that one out. Pretty genius move right there, if you ask me. I guess I could go into a little more detail about the turbo setup. I'm just running a sandwich plate, oil filter sandwich plate, and that just lets me run my oil pressure sensor and my oil feed line to the turbo. So that's what I got for that. I got a couple more things coming for this engine bay. I got a titanium coil pack cover, so that should be pretty cool. And then just a couple more deletes that I want to do. I want to clean up this area in specific. I'd like to swap these for like AN lines maybe. Just make it look super clean. Maybe replace these covers with real carbon. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, honestly, that kind of wraps it up. That's all I really have to show for this car. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I guess if you liked the video, you can subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. If you have any questions about the car, you can leave them in the comments. If you want to flame me for some bullshit, then go ahead. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, that's pretty much, that wraps up the video. So thank you for watching. If you made it this far in the video, you have a good rest of your day or night, and enjoy your life. Bye.